Good day, guys. Okay, so for weeks I've been saying keep an eye on NEWT, get your ass in NEWT, and NEWT has given us some really good gains. Now, I am no special magician of the charts or anything like that. I'm human just like you. So I also take profit, and just like Liam feels like is I told too early. You will never know the extent of a pump unless you give back a little bit. Okay, so we're going to talk about NEWT. I want to talk to you guys about Ethereum that is retracing. Is this the dip that everybody was talking? Is there a bigger dip coming? Has it lost support? Because it's currently hovering around that. And the same for Bitcoin, and the same for actually XRP, because I think that there's a nice juicy trade waiting for us there as well. And then lastly, Solana. And then I want to look at some of your coins. So if this all of this tickles your fancy, guys, you know what you do. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. Let me know in the comments where you're at, what you're doing. Are you underwater? Is this little bit of a retrace scaring you? Are you good? And that's it. And I'll get going with the content. Okay, so before I do that, let's quickly just say hi to everybody. Good morning, Renee. Good morning, Chris. Thanks for joining in. Let's see what our AVAX questions from Leon. AVAX. So we're going to be looking at that as well. Okay, guys, kind reminder. If you want to support the content, and all you need to do is use my ByBit link in the video description. Go and trade on ByBit. And in addition to that, you will have access to some of the Discord features, my buddy indicator, and a lot more. And I will explain during the run of the stream for you. Okay, so let's get into the charts then. If we look at Bitcoin real quick, I made a tweet thread yesterday with the idea is to try and explain where I think visually we're at. And the idea with this was that if we were to try and Elliott wave it, which is the simplest, easiest way for me to explain where we're at for anybody to follow. Simple. The market moves typically in 5 waves. And there's certain rules. What are the rules? Well, your 4 cannot fall below your 1, and stuff like that. Okay. And then there's additional rules that we can apply to that, and that's the time-based FIB rules. Okay, so typically, if this is the amount of time it takes for one to form, your amount of time that it will take for the retrace will be roughly 50%. And so forth and so forth. So these are all little hacks that we can use to, let me just move this then there. All these little hacks that we can use to kind of determine where the market is. Now, in a perfect impulse, you will have something like this, and typically your wave between your 3 to your 4 will be the longest. So let's take this away, this little simple explainer, and let's go and have a look at the charts and what I see with Bitcoin at this stage. Okay, so Bitcoin, big picture. This is now a 5-hour chart. I'll just flip back to the 4-hour. Currently, the 5-hour is giving better divergence signals. So just a tip from me to you guys. But I'll stick to the 4-hour because that's where I drew the chart. Okay, so this is what I'm seeing at the moment. RSI, first little wave, first little retrace. 1. Okay, then second wave, we're moving forward, and you can see that there's a strong bearish divergence. And the question is, when is 4 going to happen? Now, like I just explained to you guys, 4 will typically take a little bit longer. Now, we still have until tomorrow, roughly at around 10. That's when this time is kind of hinting to where the dip will be. And the support area, we're looking at around 114 to 112. So realistically, if I were to say, is the dip over? For me, there's suggestion that we will probably still chop around a little bit because we are range bound and have a little flash crash. Okay, hit some of these lower targets, 114, and then get bought up quickly. Why? Because there's nothing bearish here yet. It's not over. It's just we need to shake out everybody in the market. Now, what tools do we use for the shakeout? Simple, open interest. Open interest is at relative highs. So if the open interest remains high, at some stage there will be a shakeout just to get the bus empty. Okay. Then what else do we use? We can look at the funding rate. Now, this is a nice tool to use because what the funding rate does is it gives us a little bit of an edge. Okay. So we zoom out, once the funding rate starts flipping negative or going very close to zero for that matter, it's saying that there's not enough leverage longs in the market to sustain the current trend, and they incentivize that by punishing the shorts, and then creating, you're earning money for being in the long position, so you're getting paid for that. And we found that if we look back at Bitcoin, however you want to go, when we do have that negative funding rate, that really ends up being really good lows. Negative funding rate, good lows, that builds the base. So where we're at right now, there's too many people complacent saying that it will go up. And it can stay like this for months. It's not a top signal, but it's just not. Any retrace right now is not necessarily a buy the dip signal. It means that we're not buying the real dip. It can and could potentially dip lower, like Ethereum has been showing us. Okay, that's basically the point that I'm trying to make. Okay, so back to Bitcoin. Real buy the dip, we'll have a situation where the funding rate disappears. At this stage, it's staying strong, and so we could still be range bound and chopping for forever. So I don't really know when that happens, but I do know the right targets I'm looking for. So you need to be patient. Okay. Just hold on 1 second. Okay. Sorry, guys. My dogs will be going off like crazy if I don't do something. So now we're looking at Ethereum. Let's move over to Ethereum. So I've got the same analysis drawn up for Ethereum. So we're sitting in a situation where, for me, this is the last of the wave for Ethereum, meaning that this was the fourth wave, that long sideways accumulation. And I kind of drawn it out on the RSI because you're looking for divergence and all the right stuff to kind of pinpoint where the tops are. And similar to Bitcoin, we don't have a clear top signal just yet. Ethereum is giving us hidden bullish divergence. You can see that RSI is moving down lower. And as soon as we fall below that point on 2, Ethereum will still probably have one more attempt left to try and break that 4,100 sign. Okay. And only then do I believe we're going to see a prolonged retrace, meaning that's when I would expect this version of an ABC. So I'm still bullish optimistically, and I'm still thinking that there's going to be a pump tomorrow, and probably we're going to see a little bit more upside next week because of this. Now, if I'm wrong, simple. The support level lives at 3,600. Once we start open and closing Ethereum below that price point, it opens the door for this. And you can clearly see every time price is falling below it, we're still okay. And we get bought up quite quickly. Now, this makes trading hard because just want to move this out of the way. This makes trading very hard because if we look at this from a smaller time frame, I'm going to switch on to the 15-minute, and I'm just going to look at Ethereum. You can clearly see, look at this. It's giving us bearish signal, bearish signal, bearish signal, and then you think you're in the pound seeks and goes shakes everybody out and then dips again. So it's just hunting for liquidity at these lows. Okay, so it's a little bit of a frustrating thing. Now, this indicator, powerful indicator as it is, you get it if you have a ByBit account using my link. Now, just as a quick reminder, guys, you go to my Discord, you click on the navigation button, and then you go click on the Get Partner Roles. And then there's the ByBit promotion. Click on I want the ByBit role. Once you have the ByBit role, you'll have access to the buddy indicator as well. It will open a one-on-one channel with me. Okay. And therein, you're going to give me your ByBit user ID, just the account ID and your TradingView username so that I can verify. And once all that is done, you'll have the buddy indicator appear in your TradingView. It's simple as that. Okay. So that is Ethereum for us at this stage. So we do sit with the situation where we're at right now. Bitcoin has still got a little bit of chop to do. It's not bearish just yet. We're bouncing at support. And if you want to be brave, this is a good time to go long, but you need to understand that now it's no longer a swing trader market. It's a scalp trader market. Okay. Now let's move on to Solana real quick. Solana, I did the exact same thing. So I drew it out for you guys so that you can follow on where I'm thinking. So Solana is lagging. Ethereum has been outperforming for way longer than Solana. So Solana, we're sitting in a situation where we're between 2 and 3. So the retrace has already happened. As you can see, it's been way more violent than Ethereum. Ethereum is currently still holding. Bitcoin is holding at really strong. And then Solana goes and dumps, all the way from 200 back to 180, So 10% retrace yesterday. So people in Solana are probably shitting the bed a little bit more so. I don't have a clear top signal for this yet. And the idea is once I do have that top signal, that is when the expectation would be that the retrace will give me hidden bearish divergence. I don't have a clean 3. Now, it can change. The run of today and tomorrow, we'll have more information, and I might adjust and say that that's that. But for now, this is the play. I still expect we're going to bounce here on support, go make yet again another strong bearish divergence, say 213, and that's the time we're going to move back down. Now, yet again, 3 to 4 is the longest wave in any move, and it's the one that frustrates traders. Get them to throw caution to the wind. Get them to move into that complacency idea, where this happens. Like, it's just dumping. It's just dumping. I'm giving up. I had enough of this. And it's all complacency. And I was saying to this yesterday, guys, when you have coins like NEWT firing up, going up 50%, and coins like Solana and XRP going down 10%, it does feel like, oh, come on, it's a bullish market. I just need to be patient. I just need to wait. So we tend to be complacent. And it's just all these specific coins, which are at different areas within their wave, finishing up what they need to do. Okay, meaning Bitcoin is grinding sideways. It's slow because it already created a top signal. It's trying to correct down to hit the 4. But before that can truly happen, your Ethereum needs to lock in a proper top signal. And then your Solana probably needs to finish its wave to lock in a proper top signal before they can retrace as well. Okay. Now, the only drawdown with this and with the alts especially is the alts move like leveraged coins, like trading leverage. So if something goes up, look at Solana, if it goes up 100%, you need to understand that the retrace is going to be 20 to 40%. It's going to feel like it's all over because that is the same way as if this would have gone up 10% and now it's coming back 2%. All of a sudden, that doesn't seem that scary. And if you were to 10x that specific coin, whatever it was that went up 10%, it's the same thing. It goes up 100% and retraces 20%. So you need to deal with these coins. It's the same emotion that you're going to deal with as if you were trading leverage. So just because you trade them on spot or you HODL them, it doesn't mean that you're not experiencing the same emotions you would do if you were leverage trading. So just be mindful of this. Just be cautious. Don't make too harsh decisions like selling NEWT too quickly, if you feel like that's the case. I personally think this is a really good time to sell it because when it's fast, it won't last. It's simple as that. Things like this can't move forever. Now, I didn't double my money on this one, considering what Bitcoin is going to do and I feel like making this was enough for me. So I sold there. I got out. Thank you. And I'll wait for this thing to go and test some sort of support level because it eventually will do that again. And then I will buy back again or buy more. Or alternatively, there's so many new coins that will give me my next run. Okay. New coins. Let's quickly have a look at them. Hyper liquid. Okay. Sitting above that pivot area, and it's in that buy the dip now for forever. So sitting at that $45 area. Okay. Now it's holding strong, guys. Now, as I always say, if you look at these images here, let me just, like I just said, look at these images. You might feel NEWT might be doing this. You might feel like it's going to run, but it always goes and tests again. And then you have yet again another opportunity. Here was a good example of it. Let me just move that back. And this is SUI, same thing. You feel like you missed the bus, it goes and tests it again, and then the real big move happens again. Okay, so be patient, be mindful that these things can happen. Okay, Hyperliquid is doing really well. ENA did really well for us, guys. I mean, I brought this to you guys when we were sitting around here 30 cents. I said we were trying to get this trend within range, and it gave us a nice trend within range. So now it went up from 30 all the way to 60, doubled my money. I sold. Thank you. I'm out. Okay, well, not out completely. Sell half, let the rest ride, because now I've got free money left for the next one. And where this at right now, if you don't have, it's a good time to throw some risk into the wind. Remember, this is not financial advice. Statistically, if you go and read up on what Wyckoff says, this is the last opportunity to buy. This is your first buy. Scary, okay? Because you're testing whether we're going to hold the range lows. Then this is your second buy, because we've established a trend within range, but there's still resistance at the top. And then this is your third buy. We've broke out of resistance. Now we're ready to go moon. Okay. And we don't have to look far for the exact example of that. There's AERO. Okay. Did exactly the same now. So we're testing that range, and AERO is now creating a trend out of the range. Now, yes, where we're at right now, is this maybe breaking trend? I don't know, but I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt because we've been keeping an eye on AERO for forever now. Okay. Coins like Celestia, this is a sad one, guys. If you're in something like this was that imbalance, get the hell out. So it lost critical support a while ago. This was the area where I wanted it to bounce if it was going to bounce. Lost critical support. Now it's turned it into resistance and selling off. So any more selling pressure means that Celestia is probably going to now go into price discovery, and maybe 50 cents is, yeah, I'm thinking 50 cents. It's probably going to be the area where this thing bottoms out. So use this as a say, okay, well, I'm losing this battle, but then I free up cash to go win a battle somewhere else. Because at the end of the day, if you win enough battles, you win the war. Okay, it's simple as that. So keep an eye on that. Now let's have a look at OP. OP was one I brought you in, and this one I was really optimistic and bullish on because we were just like Celestia at that lows, bouncing, and we wanted to see a higher high. Now this is time to be cautious because we didn't make a higher high. We've made hidden bearish divergence. Now, could we go and test these lows again? Yes. So take some profit, guys. It's there. You have the profit now. Take it. Because we don't know whether this is going to go test there or it's going to bounce there. But what I do know is that hidden bearish divergence that's currently sitting there. Let me just clean up the chart. Show it to you. That hidden bearish divergence will have an effect on the market, on the price. And that's it. So do we create a head and shoulders? Yes, then we still need to create the bottom shoulder. Then you can say, well, it's so close to that area. Why not just hold? You don't know whether this is going to be the case. What if it falls through? Take some profit. Have it locked away so that you do have the opportunity to act when the dip comes rather than being in it and being what's the word I'm looking for? Having no control over what's going to happen with you when that dip comes, being vulnerable in that sense. Okay, now let's get back to XRP because this thing saw an insane pump, held, and then another insane pump all the way from $1.90. Now XRP has lost critical resistance or support area. I was looking at around $3.40, and it has potentially completed its first wave. Okay, maybe a little bit of a shakeout still. It's hard to look at this from a daily point of view. 4 hour, I'm still wrapping my head around trying to see whether there's still that fifth wave. We do have that lower low now, so this could be the buy the dip for XRP, meaning the alt still goes up a little bit more, and then the real dip happens. So this is that thing that creates complacency within people. You see, I held and it went higher, so I'm just going to keep holding again. And it's going to maybe work for you. Everybody gets to be right occasionally so that they can be wrong consistently. And at some stage, that's not going to happen. It's just going to keep on dipping. So just keep it. And remember, there's no way that I can guarantee that what I've drawn here on the screen is 100% accurate, exactly what's going to happen. I can get it wrong. And TradingView seems to be, it's on logarithmic. There we go. Now everything is back. Okay, so there you have the play for XRP. So I'm looking at this saying, okay, right, it's a screaming buy right now. We're at support, okay, 2.8. It could potentially go back and hit $4. If Bitcoin then decides to finish its wave and start a retrace going back to 114, XRP could visit these lows again. So this is a nice little entry and potentially a swing. So I'm going to be looking at getting in on this. If it's fast, it won't last. Simple as that. So I'm really bullish on XRP. Okay. So Solana, we have it. Fast move. I think there's still another higher high coming there. XRP, fast move, there's another higher high coming there. And then when we look at Ethereum, we need another higher high. We need Ethereum to break that $4,100. We're chopping around on support area. So, you know, it's just like Bitcoin. It needs to finish this fifth wave. I'm not convinced that this is over. Okay. But if it is, this is the areas where the dip is going to take us to. Okay, there you have it. That's everything. That's everything I wanted to share with you guys. Over to you. Let's quickly check out the comments. 21 minutes in. Today's going to be shorter stream. I want to try and make it short. I always say this, but I end up talking for another 20 minutes. Let's just quickly see what we have in the comments here. Okay. What as you do? You should make a guru fund. Thanks, you too. AVAX, Liam. AVAX. Okay, yes. I took a long-term swing leverage long on AVAX. And I sold, when did I sell? Let me just check here on the exchange. When was my sell? History. Just quickly loading. Give me a sec, guys. I'm just looking at AVAX. When did I sell AVAX? Where is it? Too many trades, it seems like. There's AVAX. Let me download this. Okay, open. Just gonna do this. Copy. Bring that there. Paste. Why is it not pasting? Come on, what's the story here today? I hate it when it does this. Copy. And then when I'm not live, everything works beautifully. How am I going to get this now? Let's see if maybe I can paste it in here. Paste. It's now my antivirus. It says, no, it doesn't want to read this. No, it's typical. You know what? I've grown to hate Kaspersky just for that reason. But I wanted to show this now to you guys. How the hell am I going to get this to you guys? Let's do this. Oh, okay, guys. I'm just not going to. It's not going to work. Okay, sorry. But in any case, I bought at 21. I sold at 24.3. So basically, this is where I bought, as I said, by the dip. So my last price was 21.7 on leverage. Okay, there's the tweet. Okay, and I sold at 24.3, roughly around there. So you can see that I'm not hanging around trying to get each and every top. Where it's at now, if I apply the following rules, say to myself, okay, I'm expecting that this is an impulse. Okay, let's not remove that. From the bottom to the top, there's going to be some time that this thing's going to spend. And if this is a top, I'm not convinced just yet, but if it is, you're going to have something like this. And then I can buy, because then I have that 2, I have that 3, and then I can start speculating where this is going to be. Okay, simple as that. So AVAX, where it's at right now, I'm more than happy to just wait a little bit. It's the same as the XRP. If you want to trade, you can scalp this. But if you want to swing this, excuse me, guys. If you want to swing this, this is not the time for the swing just yet. Give it some time. Wait until it gives you a clear top signal. Not clear enough for me. And from that point onwards, we'll take it. Because if you look at the amount of red candles in blue candles, this is still correcting. This is not a clean impulse. Okay, something that's impulsing will be a sea of blue with very little red. Okay, and that's why I'm out. I'm waiting for that. So there you have it. That's my AVAX. That's where I'm at. Okay. Let's see. So I sorted out XRP for you guys. I sorted out AERO for you guys. Okay. Filecoin is next on my list. Okay, Liam. So the idea is I want to try and get in on Filecoin next time round. Another hot tip, Uni. Uni is something you need to have a look at, guys. Okay. So let's while I just have it here in front of you. Uni is next. Look at that long sideways accumulation. So you think XRP was crazy going from 23 cents to $4 and it nobody ever saw it. Uni is going to do the exact same thing. This thing's going to go $40, $50, $60. Okay. I was discussing this with everybody in the private side of the Discord yesterday in the market tactics videos. Okay, there. It's Thursday today. Come on, Rudo. It was in the HODL report where I did this. Yesterday was Wednesday. Okay, so I discussed everything with them there. Okay, there's the Uni. That is something you have to keep an eye on. So there's a hot tip for you guys there, just like the NEWT. Keep an eye on Uni, big things coming. Okay. And if you want to join that, you just need to go to the navigation. There's the little button and you can become a lifetime member as well. So once off payment and you're done. Okay. So that is Uni for you guys. Now let's have a look at Filecoin. The only problem that I have with this was we've had just like Celestia. Strong bullish divergence, couldn't make a higher high. Strong bullish divergence, yet again, can't make a higher high. So that's why I'm looking at it, but I'm not acting on it. Because it can go like Celestia and dump really hard. I doubt that it's going to do that, but I want to just be patient. I want to wait for that accumulation to take effect. If you think about this, if you can go back in time, do you want to buy there? Or would you want to buy there? Knowing that that's what's waiting for you versus that's what's waiting for you. I'd rather want to get it later on, but then know it moves. Because in that time, another coin could have been doing that. Okay, simple as that. So I tend to be very selective on this. So that's why Filecoin not just yet. Okay, let's see what else did I want to talk to you guys about. That's everything. Okay, so we spoke about Hyper, AERO, we spoke about NEWT. Okay. Now, top tip when you're in something like this, let's just top tip this and then end off. I'm going to go to the hourly time frame, and the rule is as follows, guys. It's going to give you strong bearish divergence. The RSI is going to go oversold. It's a given. So the way that you track this, simple, from the bottom to the top. If you lose the 23.6. That's time to take profit. You take profit in strength. That's why I sold there, guys. Take profit because there will be a significant retrace. You can choose then to buy back. But as soon as you lose that, you take profit. Okay? So what's happening right now? NEWT's pumping. Maybe I must buy it. No, look at what's happening. We're fighting this area. If this is the case, if we close below that area, okay, it's just going to open the door for NEWT to maybe go there or there before the next move goes on. Divergence isn't quite there. It's weak bullish divergence. I don't know, but it's just something to keep in the back of your head. Okay, just remember that. That's basically what I'm trying to say. My English is tripping me over. Okay, so let's say, how about a look at the trenches comp? Okay, look, comp is probably not going to move just yet. Curve would be the one that I would go next. The reason being, with the Genius Act being signed into effect, next is going to be the Stablecoin Act, and all of that is going to bring more money into the DeFi sector. Stablecoins being the first to run. Okay, and that's why I think comp being really inventive. Curve basically went and looked at comp and said, okay, we're going to do exactly what you're doing, but we're going to do it with stable coins. So I would consider looking at curve before looking at comp. Okay, simple as that. Now you can clearly see when the breakout's going to happen. comp as well. Yet again, it's going to be fast and violent. You know, you're going to look at $300 probably. But for now, it's just accumulation. It's accumulation. The time's not ready for this. Okay. It's not alt season yet. We know this. Maybe let's refresh this from yesterday. Let's see if there's anything changed. 35. No, it was 55, 35. It's not alt season yet. We're moving into that direction, but it's not there just yet. Okay. On that point, the dominance. We made a lower low, dominance is coming up. Why? Because Bitcoin is just showing us how strong it is. Everything is retracing hard, and Bitcoin dominance is not. Why? Purely because alts are like leveraged coins, even if you buy them on spot. It's like if something goes up 100%, it's going to retrace 30%. Simple as that. What do I want to see for dominance? Let's move to candles. What do we have? We've got strong bearish divergence. We've got resistance at 64, and we've got this imbalance. I don't want to see this thing going above that little high there. If it does, that's a higher high, and then from that point on, it's going to change. So your RSI is already almost going to start overtaking this. So I think the alt's going to bleed a little bit more, and then the move is going to continue. Opium, okay? We're going to have to wait and see, but that's where I'm at with the dominance. 30 minutes in, I think that's everything. Let's see what else there is there. Okay, guys. In the Discord, I keep everybody up to date in the community section. Okay, so if there's important announcements on charts, that's it. So yesterday, I shared what will happen with ETH if we lose 360, where potential buys could be for XRP, Solana, and so forth. If you want to be part of the discussion, want to chat with you, you're more than welcome to join me. This is the area where you can do just that. You can chat. And if you want to be in on the threads, more than welcome to do that as well. Okay. And that's everything. Okay. I'm happy for you, my friend. I'm happy for you. Okay, that 380 people joining live. The numbers are growing. Thanks so much, guys. Do me a solid. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. Share with a friend. And let's try and be as responsible as we can together. Remember, this is not financial advice. I merely just mark out the risk to reward ratio. And that's it. And I mean, I'm an idiot as well. I'm still holding a short on Bitcoin from 106. I'm an idiot as well. So remember that. Okay. So that's basically my closing remarks for the day. Thanks so much for taking the time. Cheers, guys. Bye-bye.